Trickster, welcome to my velvet room.
So you've come too, inmate. The you in reality is currently fast asleep. You are only experiencing this as a dream. You're in the presence of our master. Stand up straight!
Welcome. I am delighted to make your acquaintance. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. It is a room that only those who are bound by a contract may enter. I am Igor, the master of this place. Remember it well. I summoned you to speak of important matters. It involves your life as well.
Whoa, Igor, have you taken up smoking since we last saw you in Persona 4? So, actually, the reason for that is that Igor's Japanese voice actor passed away, so they had to recast him, and they maintained that choice for the English version, because the voice they chose for him in Japanese was quite different to how he sounded originally.
Still, this is a surprise. The state of this room reflects the state of your own heart. To think a prison would appear as such. You truly are a prisoner of fate. In the near future, there is no mistake that ruin awaits you. Haha, worry not. There is a means to oppose such a fate. You must be rehabilitated toward freedom. That is your only means to avoid ruin. Do you have the resolve to challenge the distortion of the world? You didn't decline, Very well, that is enough. Allow me to observe the path of your rehabilitation. Pardon me for not introducing the others. To your right is Caroline. To your left, Justine. They serve as wardens here.
Ha! Try and struggle as hard as you like. The duty of wardens is to protect inmates. We are also your collaborators. That is, if you remain obedient.
I shall explain the roles of these two at another occasion. Now then, it seems the night is waning. It is almost time. Take your time to slowly come to understand this place. We will surely meet again, eventually.
Time's up. Now hurry up and go back to sleep.
Joker's life is just an endless string of people telling him to go to bed, isn't it? You'd think even in dreams he'd get some rest, but no! He has to dream about a weird man with a long nose and his two bad cop assistants.
Looks like you're up.
That is a nice hat, by the way, Sojiro.
Well then, let's go introduce ourselves properly to the staff about your transfer.
Oh right, we're going to school today.
The school you're attending is in the Aoyama district.
Green Mountain, I guess?
It'll take a while to get there by train. The transfers are a real hassle, too.
Yeah, I live in a place where I've had to take trains to school and university most of my life, so I know all about transfers and they can be a real pain.
I'll drive you there, but just for today. Let's go.
Well, being driven to school's always lucky, but not to this school. We're on our way to Shujin Academy, voted worst school in Japan 10 years running. Or at least it would have been if people weren't too scared and or apathetic to vote.
Men aren't usually allowed in my passenger seat.
Okay then. Yep, here it is. I mean, at least they don't allow smoking on the premises.
Do me a favor and behave yourself, all right? Don't get me wrong. I don't care what happens to you. Just don't cause me any trouble.
So, I mean, your business is already doing kind of badly, but you think that, taking in a kid who gets expelled from this school would, reflect even worse on you and make you lose, like, the 2 customers you still have? Okay, then.
To reiterate, just so we're clear, you will immediately be expelled if you cause any problems.
That's not what you want to hear as the first thing you hear when starting a new school.
In my opinion, you're nothing but a liability. But we had our circumstances to consider.
That too. Let me guess, you get like virtue points for taking in problem kids or something?
Whatever you might have gotten away with in your hometown, those days are over. If you are thrown out from our school, there will be no place for you to go. Keep that in mind.
Believe me, we're not here by choice. If we could go to any other school, we would, but you're the only ones who'll take us.
This is the teacher in charge of your class.
Let me guess, she's also a jerk.
I'm Sadayo Kawakami.
Not really, but maybe just more apathetic.
Here's your student ID. Be sure to read the school rules. Any violations will send you straight to the guidance office.
So that hot pink slip of paper, that was the school rules, right?
And if by chance you cause any problems, I won't be able to protect you at all.
Also not something you want to be hearing from a teacher.
That is your promise, yes, Principal Kobayakawa?
So, the principal only has a name in the English version. In the Japanese version, he's just called the principal.
He is responsible for all his actions.
Yeah, we just signed a contract in the future agreeing to that. But, I personally prefer to call this guy something else. In my mind, this guy will always be Principal Humpty Dumpty. Just don't call him that to his face or he will have you expelled immediately.
But really though, why me? There should have been better candidates.
Well, better you than Principal.
It was a sudden transfer, and your class was the only one that had an opening.
If you're done explaining things, mind if we get going? I got a store to get back to.
Kinda wonder what those trophies are in that case there.
Sakura-san, please keep a close eye on him. Don't let him cause any trouble outside.
Well, I'll be sure to have a serious talk about the situation.
We've already had so many serious talks about this. We kind of have it drilled into our skull by now.
Come to the faculty office when you arrive at school tomorrow. I'll show you to your classroom.
Oh, and yeah, she's voiced by Michelle Ruff.
Everyone's giving you the cold shoulder. That's what having a criminal record does to you. Turns out your past follows you wherever you go.
This is particularly true of Japan, apparently.
By the way, if you get expelled now, I won't hesitate to kick you out. Got it? I could save us all a little time and just kick you out now if that's gonna be your attitude. School never changes, huh?
Did you go here or something? If so, I'm very, very sorry for you.
Come on, we're going home.
Though I have to wonder if this place was as much of a dump back in his day.
What a troublesome situation.
I can't believe they pushed someone with a record on me. A male teacher would be better suited for this.
Why in the world was someone like that admitted here?
Who knows? It was the principal's decision. I was told that it's for the school's reputation.
Yeah, I pretty much called it.
I would have thought that my volleyball team has contributed more than enough to cover that.
Okay, so I'm guessing most of the trophies in the principal's office are from his team, then.
That's certainly true.
Be careful, okay? Then again, if anything were to happen, I'd kick out a student like that right away.
So now we've got, what, the principal, you, Sojiro, 3 people who want to kick us out immediately.
Well, I keep wishing that he'd just end up not coming to school.
And 1 person who's so apathetic she just doesn't want us to come at all.
Still, that isn't something I should be saying as a teacher.
I mean, at least you're aware of that.
Well, I should be returning to practice.
Oh, right. The tournament's coming up, isn't it?
Having such high expectations placed on you by others is quite a problem in itself. We'll have to work hard to make up for the track team, too.
Yes, that's true. Why'd it have to be my class?
So I guess something happened to the track team.
Traffic's not moving at all. You're taking the train starting tomorrow.
And this is like the downside of being driven to and from school, especially in a city. I've had this experience myself. Yeah, if you're driven home, it often coincides with peak hour, so you get stuck in traffic for ages.
So, how was it? The school, I mean. You think you can manage?
Well, all the teachers are jerks, so, we'll see.
Now listen up. Still, you were expelled once already. To think you'd re-enroll at a different one. It's not like anyone will be sympathetic with you. If that's what it was like at school, people might say stuff about me in the future, too. What a troublesome kid I've taken in.
Well, I mean, the school took us in for their reputation, so maybe people could say the same thing of you?
I was asked to do it, and I just happened to agree to it. I've already been paid for it too, after all.
Oh, right, okay, money's the motivation.
And now, back to today's top stories. A subway train has derailed, severely affecting the timetable across all of...
Hello, newscaster, you sound suspiciously like that teacher from earlier. Yeah, this is just a case of, probably additional voices. DC Douglas, who voices that teacher, also is the newscaster.
Oh, another accident. So that's why it's so crowded. There's been a lot of those lately.
There were actually some hints at that, if you can read the Japanese on the train.
In fact, there was a real sad one just last month. It happened before you came here. If I remember right, the girl that passed away was only 15.
Wow, that's awful. Something to note, though, is that this little bit of dialogue is actually royal exclusive.
Her parents have got to be just...
All traffic around Shibuya Station is being redirected due to the accident, so drivers should expect jam-packed streets.
Oh, come on.
The inbound train will soon be arriving at platform number 1. Please wait behind the yellow line.
And that's why you wait behind the yellow line.
I don't have a visual yet.
That was direct footage from the accident. According to the police, the engineer's life was not in danger despite his injuries. After questioning, even he could not explain his high speed when approaching the station. No further comments were made. Police are still looking for a plausible motive.
It's less of an operating accident and more of a crime of the company and the government. Site inspectors apparently reported all of this 6 months ago. The deterioration of the tracks and the ATC. Seems a railway company and the Ministry of Transport both turned a blind eye to the truth. There's no way they can hide. This will go all the way to the top.
Now on to our main story. With this derailment accident, as well as other recent incidents of unknown motive, concern is spreading among the general public. Just what could be causing such a drastic change so suddenly in these people? SNN has
Everything's linked. That's what you're thinking, correct?
Furthermore, according to SNN sources,
Oh well. Are you free? You and I haven't gone for a drink in a while.
Thank you, sir. But I have another meeting to attend. I must be going.
I was ready to go for this meeting, and that's when this extremely fast train just came crashing in. Oh man, I thought I was gonna die.
A noisy subway platform filled with people was suddenly...
Did you ask for me? Is it a case?
Not quite. I want your opinion on something.
Sure. Your judgment is quite often correct, though. Can we discuss this over sushi, perhaps? You are making a student work late, after all.
Conveyor belt only.
I didn't even see any conveyor belt sushi places when I was in Japan.
think there'd be that much traffic. What a waste of time. I wasn't able to open the cafe today. Whatever. Just head upstairs. There's something I need to give to you. Talk about a gruesome accident. 80 people were involved. Here's the diary. Make sure you keep it up to date. You may be under probation, but there's no special limitations on what you do in particular.
Let me guess, as long as it's not like breaking the law or even doing anything remotely that could be considered questionable.
Besides following the law, that is. However, I'm obligated to report on you, which is why I'm having you record your daily activities. Hey, what's up? I'm about to leave right now. Don't worry, I'll be there in no time. I'll see you soon. Well, I'm off. I'll lock the place up, so do whatever you want for the rest of the night. Oh, but don't mess up my store. If something goes missing, I'll hand you right over to the cops. You got school tomorrow. You better head off to bed, all right?
Oh yeah, tomorrow's Monday, so we'll actually be attending school at Shujin tomorrow. It's one thing having awful teachers, the other. Another thing entirely to actually be going to class with awful teachers. But now that we have the diary, we're actually able to save. So, full disclosure, I'm actually re-recording this because, not kidding, right after I recorded this first batch of videos, my laptop's hard drive died. So that was ridiculously bad timing. Also, to give an idea of when this is being recorded, I now know that this game has been announced to be coming to PC and Xbox, which is pretty cool. But, yeah, you can't actually save earlier, so I actually had to redo quite a bit of the first day as well. Yeah. Anyway, though, if you press the options button, or start in the PS3 version, but that's only in the vanilla game, not Royal.
Let's do it.
We can, yeah, don't mind my other saves here. Let me see if I beat my time from my earlier attempt at this. I actually did. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, the journal is how you save, and it's kind of funny because this means that our protagonist is going to be writing down a lot of very strange things in this journal over the course of this story. Yeah. Also, you can sit on the sofa. Oh, actually, wait, no, we can't. Yes, that's a little later. Don't think I showed up the desk earlier, you might want to remember that. Also, I actually really liked, say what you will about Shujin, which is a lot of things, but I like the design of their school bags, and in fact, I think you could actually get a replica of these with the collector's edition of early copies of this game. Yeah, well, unless I've got, like, an imitation, old-timey phone ringtone. I actually used to have, like, one of these phones in my house, like, not like, literally like this, but, like, one that made this kind of ring sound. So, yeah, I would recommend checking the TV every day. I may have said that before. I may actually not have. Again, I'm re-recording this, but, check the TV every day. There's a lot of fun dialogue in the TV. Also, let's look in the fridge. I'm sure that call can wait. Yeah, if we remove any of those ingredients, we will be taken, directly to the cops. Also, coffee. No, I'm not sure we really know how to brew stuff. Booth seats. Nicely polished table. More booth seats. Looks like there's some books to read here. And, hey, look at the door. The door looks nice. Oh, okay, I'll answer the phone.
Hey, it's me. Have you forgotten my voice already? It's Sakura.
Don't worry, I'd recognize Jameson Price's voice anywhere. Or I would say that, except I didn't know he was Virion for years. Then again, most of the Fire Emblem fanbase didn't.
Anyway, I closed up shop, but I forgot to flip the sign to closed when I left. It's too much trouble for me to come back just for that. Think you can do it for me?
Only if you give me an advance on my allowance for it, I guess.
It's a personal policy of mine not to save a guy's number in my phone.
Are you sure you're not related to the protagonist of Persona 3 in any way?
Either way, I'm glad you actually picked up. Anyway, I'll leave the shop sign to you.
So yeah, we've got to flip the shop sign. At this point, flipping the shop sign to closed is your sign that you are locked into Cafe LeBlanc for the rest of the evening. That may change in the future, but, well, that's going to be a little while off. Also, you can't go anywhere in the overworld tonight. You can't even go down here, much to my extreme frustration because there's something really, really good down that alley that I really want to show, but I can't do that. But we'll get a chance to tomorrow, I think. And now, yeah, there's really nothing much to do here, except, I mean, you can examine the restroom and go in there. This actually does have a purpose later, but not at the moment. Didn't actually know the restrooms had a purpose in this game for quite some time, but they actually do. Okay, Shibuya. Well, let's hope we don't get caught up in any Reapers game. Which, just to mention to people, yes, that predated this game significantly. This is very, very far from the first JRPG to be set in Tokyo involving teenagers. Speaking of far from the first time, go away, time-freezing malware. Yep, time to delete it again. Looks like we have a weather app on the phone, though. Yeah, honestly, I think the phone's probably a lost cause if that keeps coming back. It's probably infected with a lot of viruses. Not really sure why we feel the need to mark the changing date with a dagger at this point, but it's stylish, I guess. There's a sign there that says leblanc. There's also like a heater here. Shelf with old books. Something that says product of Columbia. I love the way the protagonist just grabs the bag like that on his way down. Anything new on TV? More news about the accident. And, oh, this is gonna suck because we have to take the train to school.
Hey. So, you're actually going to school, huh? Here, I'll feed you. Just make sure you finish it before the customers start coming in.
You'll feed us? What, are we like a pet or something?
What's that reaction for? Just eat it. It's time for you to go. Good. Hurry over to school. You'll end up late if you get lost on the way.
I mean, yeah, being late on our first day would be pretty bad when everyone already hates us. Although, at this point, we're probably extremely hyped up on that curry right now. Not really sure what, the experience of having curry for breakfast is. Is he just gonna let us look in here?
Hey.
No, he's not. Okay. What about the coffee? Nah, he's not gonna comment on that. How about the phone?
What's wrong?
Oh. Okay, then let's just...
yeah, and flip the sign outside to open for me.
Wait for him to finish his voice line. But yeah, let's just get going.
Already? If anything, we're running late. You better hurry on out. You're gonna be late if you get lost, country boy.
Yeah, apparently the protagonist of P5 is from the country, and some people suspect he might be from Inaba. There's no real proof of that, though. I mean, of course, there's way more, country towns in Persona Universe Japan than just Inaba. But we do have full access to all of, Yongen Jaya right now, which means I need to draw your attention to this right here. Remember this vending machine, it will become very, very important. I would say later, but actually it's pretty soon that we can actually buy stuff from there. That person just phased right through us. I heard of being, like, you know, so shunned that it's like you're invisible, but this is ridiculous. So over here, there's this guy with the radio. There's usually new stuff on the radio most days. Try to leave earlier than usual. Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what time we're at, but anyway, if you check the map, you'll notice there are 2 exclamation marks on the map. There are 2 ways to get to Yongenjaya Station. This is the more awkward way, I just realized I was instinctively pressing a button that doesn't actually do anything yet. But right here, this is the way that you usually take to go there. Even then, it's kind of irrelevant after today for reasons that we'll be seeing, eventually. I'll just say that we get access to fast travel pretty quickly in this game. But here's the other way to get to the station, which you almost never need to go. Like, there's really not much point in getting to the station this way, but I just want to show it anyway because, like, again, it's kind of an obscure detail. So yeah, here you can just press the X button to ride the train. Or, you know, maybe this train looks too crowded. Maybe we don't want to jump on board just yet.
Train doors are now closing. Please stand back.
Okay, bye, train. I guess we're going to be late to school and get expelled then. So yeah, there's a lot of people who worry that this actually is going to be a huge detriment to you. It's not. You can just press the X button and another train comes immediately. But it's kind of just a funny detail that the trains sometimes leave if you wait too long. There's no punishment for doing that at all, so just, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, this kind of sucks when it comes to disease prevention, I'll just say. I mean, at the very least, people in Japan do tend to wear masks a lot, even before stuff happens. And I will say the mask wearing is something that I really, really appreciate about Japanese culture. I wish people in the West would be more considerate about, you know, not making other people sick. But anyway, here we are in Shibuya, and thankfully the sign there has some English. Ginza line, JL line, and Inogami line. Not Inugami line, because that would be a persona. Also, 24-hour fast food place. Horrible flashbacks, those 24-hour Mac Tonight ads. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't look it up, it will traumatize you. Well, I mean, the good news is this was, okay, so the accent was horrible, but I mean, in SMT5, there's something like this, except it's because someone was dismembered by demons, so maybe we're in the lesser of bad possible timelines. Best work. Magazines full of part-time job listings. As I say of a lot of things, you might want to remember that for later. Actually, the map marks it too. It has that yen icon. The map's also marking a few more things. But for now,
Hey!
I'd just like to draw your attention to this woman with a camera who has a portrait. Not suspicious at all. She certainly won't be important later in any way. I don't know anything. My name is unreliable. Also, down here... Actually, wait, no, that does lead to Central Street. Oftentimes, the exits of this place I find a little confusing, but, that's where we need to go, so here's something else I'd like to draw attention to. This juice shop. That's also going to be important later. We'll be going there a lot. And in fact, that's what we'll be spending the majority of our hard-earned cash on early in the game. There's also... Oh, I was going to say there's something else down there, but we're not allowed to go there yet. Because the plot is funneling us this way. West Bus Terminal. Oh, that's a place in The World Ends With You, actually. Buchiko... Oh. I never realized you could do that! I guess that's a benefit of re-recording this. This didn't happen in my first take. If you get stuck on the down escalator, you're not allowed to walk up it. But anyway, Buchiko Mae, or in front of Buchiko. Buchiko being a replacement for Hachiko. It's not going to let me go that way. Hachiko is a famous statue of a dog in Shibuya. Now this place is called the Underground Mall. There's a lot of shops there. And, again, remember it for later. And now we have to go to Station Square, not the one from Sonic Adventure. I always think of Sonic Adventure when I see this location. Coming at you live from Shibuya Station. The cause of yesterday's subway derailment has affected all transportation lines. So yeah, I translated that Japanese in that earlier scene, and yeah, there have been a lot of accidents lately, including one near where Persona 3 took place. Tragedy has fallen upon us once again! Could this puzzling accident be a coincidence? To ensure the safety of the people, countermeasures must be taken immediately. Those countermeasures including joining my cult. Yes, this is actually a cult, so there are cults operating out in the open in Shibuya now. Also, this place sells lottery tickets. There is a trophy for winning the lottery, so we will have to buy a ticket from there eventually. This leads into more shops in Central Street, but we don't have any business there right now. Also, this place right here would be a good place to make political speeches. I don't know why I said that, but it would be a good place. And yeah, these things, I know, like, there are places like this in Japan. When I got there during a high school trip, there was one of those right outside the airport. So, some people have trouble finding out where the Ginza line is, but if you check your... Oh, actually, it's not actually marked on this map. So, yeah, I guess people do have trouble, but, I want to show this area because... she looks familiar if you've played other Persona games, and that, she might not look familiar because you only have seen her in Dancing All Night, but that's Kanami. And that... yes, Rise from Persona 4 finally made it big in a solo entertainment career. I'm so proud of her. Yeah, see, we don't really have much context on what the TQ building is, and also, HMV, they must have had to pay actual royalties for that, because that's real. Oh, wait a minute, now it's marked on the map now you've talked to that guy. Again, another detail in all my times playing this game, I keep discovering new things. I didn't realize the game did that. If you talk to that guy, it actually marks this place. Yeah, here's TQ. And here, the sign says Ginza Line. Also, yeah, that leads to Shibuya Shopping Mall. We'll deal with that later. So yeah, here's the Ginza Line gate. And I think there's a... yeah, so this right here, it says, Abunai desu yo, and what it actually is it's warning people against being on their cell phone while crossing the street. But this shop right here, we can't buy anything from there, which is kind of unfortunate, since when I went to school by train, I'd usually just buy something from, like, the bread shop in the station for breakfast. But, we want to remember that place for later, too. So, let's go straight into the Ginza Line. Beep. I love that. Okay, yeah, sometimes when the camera angle just shifts out of nowhere, it also shifts your controls, so yeah, it can be a little confusing. But I guess we're riding the big yellow train today. Don't know if it's a special train or not.
Oh man. Did it say it was going to rain today?
Well, the interface in the upper left-hand corner has an umbrella, so yeah, it is.
Huh? It's raining outside?
That just makes me laugh because it sounds like the name of an Undertale song.
It just started all of a sudden. This is why I hate the early spring.
I don't know who voices this guy, but there are times when he sounds vaguely like Taliesin Jaffe.
It reminds me. Did he take an umbrella?
Hmm? Who are you talking about?
Don't mind me. So, what'll it be?
One house blend, please.
The effects of yesterday's subway accident continues on today, as various lines suffer delays and...
There's been a lot of nasty accidents lately.
Yeah, that line in particular.
You know, I mean the subway accident that the news is talking about. My coworker got caught up in it and is in the hospital now. But that aside, it's kind of creepy. The people who caused these accidents supposedly went crazy all of a sudden. I heard that some of them suffered from nervous breakdowns during interrogation.
Isn't that kind of normal, though?
Huh.
This is Aoyama Inchome. Train doors are now closing. Please stand back.
Well, let's hope we're not late. Hello there, fellow students. I am blending in. I am definitely not a delinquent. Well, somebody smiled at us, so that's progress, I guess.
Good morning. You want me to give you a ride to school? You're gonna be late.
Sure, thank you.
Do you need a lift too?
Huh? Nah.
No thanks. You, her, and your jaw is enough passengers.
Damn it! Screw that pervy teacher.
Pervy teacher? Huh? What do you want? You planning on ratting me out to Kamoshida?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Huh? In that car just now, it was Kamoshida.
Oh, right. The guy with the abnormally large jaw.
He does whatever the hell he wants. Who does he think he is, the king of a castle? Don't you agree? No, I mean... Hmm? Wait, you don't know Kamoshida? Are you for real?
And this guy says his catchphrase for the first time. But the fact that, Kamoshida seems pretty infamous around here, should we be worried?
You're from Shujin, right?
Actually, we just got here today.
What? No other high school's got a uniform like this.
Is that Zomg shirt part of the uniform? Because if so, this school has a very lax dress code.
Huh. A second year, huh? We're the same grade then. Never seen you before, though. Oh, you a transfer student? Then no wonder you don't know him. This rain ain't too bad. We better hurry up or we'll be late. My head hurts. Damn it, I want to go home.
There was a terrible subway accident that day. You remember it, don't you? I assume you know of the uproar that the public calls the psychotic breakdown incidents.
Okay, so I just want to talk about this term for a moment. So in Japanese, the term they use here loosely translates to rampage incidents. The important thing to note is that, like apathy syndrome from Persona 3, this is a made-up term within the context of Persona 5. It doesn't have any relation to any real-world psychological conditions. And so the translation here of psychotic breakdown is a little bit awkward because it kind of misuses the term psychotic, which actually just means like not perceiving reality correctly or seeing things that aren't there. Psychotic usually doesn't equate to violence, but anyway, just as long as you remember that this term refers to a very specific phenomenon within the context of Persona 5's story.
You say that like it's none of your business. It was all over the news, and one of the victims included a teacher at your high school. I've no doubt you heard about it. On that day, were you still an ordinary student?
Well, we were, but not for long.
Let me change the question. You transferred to Shujin Academy, correct? An ordinary prep school that could be found in any city.
Well, actually one of the worst out there.
That's what it should have been. What happened around that time? Tell me everything, truthfully.
Well, you're not gonna believe this, but